Believe it or not, meat ants' nests are actually very easy to kill. Now, I don't know what it is lately, but for years I haven't had any problems with meat ants in the lawn. But all of a sudden their nests are just popping up everywhere. So I've actually had to go on a mission to kill these nests off. Now, the thing about the meat ants' nests is that they're not like other ants. The meat ants, they pull up the gravel from under the ground, they dump it up on top, they kill off the grass around, and you end up with this really barren, gravelly patch that keeps growing as the nest grows. So they just destroy the lawn where their nest is. So meat ants are not welcome in my lawn. So I jumped online, did my research, found a few DIY methods to supposedly kill these meat ants' nests. I didn't have much success. So I found another option. This here is a commercial grade ant and white ant poison. And for the purpose of this video, I'm also going to try Permethrin, which is just a regular ant spray that you can get at your local hardware store. Those are the tools. I know that one works really well. First time, every time, guaranteed will kill the nest. I'm interested to see what this one will do. Just interrupting this video to let you know that after I shot all the clips for this video, I decided to try a third thing, which was Granular Ant Poison. Now this one is Bifenthrin, and they recommend sprinkling that over the nest. This one is supposedly good for meat ants. I'm not just going to sprinkle it over the nest, I'm going to do better than that. I'm going to force feed them. I'm going to pour it down their holes with the funnel. So, third method, let's see how it goes. So the way to do this is to spray the poison down and around each hole. So, a little bit down in there. A bit down in there. Rightio, so I've used Permethrin up at the other end of the yard. Now up this end, I'm going to use the commercial stuff. Compare the two over the next few days and see how it turns out. So this here is the nest that was treated with Permethrin, and most of the holes are empty, no ants. But there are 3 holes where they seem to have come back. However, in much smaller quantities. So we've done a very good job in knocking that back, and probably one more treatment would do it. Now, after I'd treated them, I noticed that before they all died, some of them were wandering over, carrying eggs and things along a little track, and led me to another nest. So I treated that as well. That was this here. It's completely dead. There's nothing come back there. So Permethrin actually works pretty well. You may need to use 2 treatments though. And this here is the nest that was treated with the commercial grade ant and white ant poison, and there is nothing anywhere looking like it's come back. So that nest is completely killed. Alright, so what's the conclusion to my experiment? Well, out of all the 3 chemicals, they all work, but they all have a point of failure. I initially started out this video saying that the commercial grade stuff works first go every time guaranteed, but I discovered that that's not the case, because there was a nest that I treated, and a couple of days later I came back and there were still a few ants left behind living in that nest. So I had to give it another application to knock it off completely. But having said that, there was another nest which looked to me to be bigger and deeper, which I treated at the same time, and it was killed first go. There was no ants remaining after that at all. There's still none there. So it's a good chemical, it works well, but there will be times where you have to apply a second time. Now, I've elected not to actually mention the name of that product on this video because it is not for household use. It's a pretty toxic substance. But if you're used to handling chemicals and commercial grade and agricultural stuff, you'll probably be able to figure out what it is and get hold of some and use it. But for most people, the products that will be available at their local stores will be Bifenthrin and Permethrin. So Permethrin is a liquid form of ant poison, and Bifenthrin comes in the granular form. Now, I ended up putting that Bifenthrin in a sauce bottle because this nozzle here actually works really well for pouring it down the holes, much better than the nozzle which I initially used, like a funnel, pouring it into the funnel. That is just so much easier. Also, I moved away from the squirter bottle to using just a pumper pack because it's just easier and more efficient to be squirting down all the holes, and then when all the ants come out and start swarming around, I just put it into like a mist spray and just spray all over them just to kill more of them quicker. So Bifenthrin and Permethrin, they work well. Bigger, deeper nests will probably need multiple applications, maybe 2, maybe 3, depends how deep and big it is and how persistent those ants are. But those chemicals work well and they will easily kill off the nests. The other thing you might try is to treat the nest at night time, because then more of the ants will be at home rather than out foraging for food, and you'll have more chance of killing the actual ants rather than just causing them to move house and go and create another nest somewhere else. One more thing is that if you leave the nest structure behind after the ants are killed, more meat ants, as they're exploring around foraging for food, will find that and go, hey, this is a great house, let's move in, because they like doing that. They like spreading and making more nests. So they find a nest that's already built for them, they'll move in and make it bigger and deeper. So it's a good idea, particularly if it is a bit of a bigger, deeper nest, to once you've killed off the ants, is to actually break that nest up so that the ants just don't come back and move in again. So that's the conclusion to my experimentation. Maybe you've had some other methods you found successful. Let us know in the comments if so. And if you've liked this video, then click on like and subscribe to my channel. All the best with your endeavours in ant management.